For more on the escalating Sydney situation, let's bring in our Sky News political editor, Andrew Clennell. Andrew, you get a sense that if this was the situation facing any other major Australian city, they'd be in lockdown. That's something the New South Wales Premier, Gladys Berejiklian, is going to great lengths to avoid.
She is, but how long can she avoid it? And in terms of a lockdown, it need not be a citywide lockdown, Ash. It could be certain suburbs like we saw with the Northern Beaches lockdown. It does have that feeling about it that we are heading towards a lockdown, doesn't it? I mean, I think new ground is being broken here with this particular rule of masks in workplaces. I can see everyone at Sky and Macquarie Park looking to source a mask right now for the 4 p.m. deadline. It's extraordinary. I've just been in Paris with the PM where we had to wear masks outside, only to come into this situation where in Sydney you have to wear masks at your workplace as well. It's just another sign this virus will be with us for years. Danica DiGiorgio, our reporter, I think asked the key question here when she asked the Premier Gladys Berejiklian, have you considered a lockdown?
Why won't you consider a lockdown at this point?
Because we've always said, and we've considered all the options, but we've always said we won't burden our citizens unless we absolutely have to. We know basically where the super spreading events have been. We know where the virus is circulating. And look, we don't want to take any further action than what we have now. But this relies on all of us reining in our behaviour, all of us following the health orders that are coming into place from 4 p.m. I'm not ruling out any further action, but I'm also confident that if we adhere to the health orders today, we will have a good chance in getting on top of this outbreak.
So she's not ruling out any further action. Why? Why do these outbreaks happen at school holidays almost every time? I can feel the frustration of some of our viewers, and it's a frustration I myself have, that it's uncanny that it appears to always coincide with those periods when you're hoping to travel on holidays. Now, a key question in all of this came from Chris O'Keefe from Channel 9, and that was around this limousine driver, this driver of air crews who wasn't vaccinated. We know you can still get the virus and pass it on if vaccinated, but there's a much less chance, something like a 70% chance that would occur. It makes no sense whatsoever. It is clearly a failure of government, let alone the driver, that someone can be ferrying air crews around, international air crews, without being vaccinated. So the question was put on the government officials here, including the Health Minister, Brad Hazzard, and he duck-shoved it off to police.
This all started a week ago from one bloke, a hire car driver who wasn't vaccinated. Why wasn't he vaccinated, and have the police gone anywhere with their investigation as to whether he was wearing a mask, and are they going to fine him?
The limousine driver has been very helpful from my perspective, in the sense that he's helped the health team, the tracers, to do all that we needed to do. Anything beyond that in terms of enforcement are matters for the police.
But in all seriousness, people in Sydney are now having significant impediments put on their lives thanks to one gentleman who was allowed to pick up aircrew while he was not vaccinated. Why wasn't he vaccinated?
I've answered the question, and I've also said that...
Well, why wasn't he? You haven't answered the question.
I've answered the question.
Andrew, it's almost like a sense of deja vu, isn't it? Every time there's an outbreak, we jump up and down and say, why aren't more of us vaccinated? Why aren't there better regulations in place? We've been through this before, and we've also been through before other state premiers deciding to shut down borders with the state that's having the problem. And again, that's happening this time.
Yes, I think what's of concern to me, Ash, is the language around the variant. There seems to be a belief from New South Wales Health this is a much bigger spreader. And we've had that before and people have been cynical about it, but New South Wales Health, you'd have to look at their track record, I guess, and it's been a pretty good one. So I guess we wait to see if these measures work. I wouldn't want to wish a lockdown on anyone, but do you get to the point where you need a local lockdown, even a short, sharp one, which seems to have been the trend in recent months, just to get on top of the thing? Or do you just have these restrictions in place for some weeks? I mean, not allowing people to leave their local government areas, to leave in certain local government areas, to leave metropolitan Sydney during the school holidays, that's going to hurt a lot of people.
Yeah, and hurt a lot of businesses, of course, as well. Andrew Clennell, appreciate your analysis. Thank you for that.